Marketing. You guys are about to learn the power of the world. Okay, the only way to make money, and lots of it, is through marketing. Marketing is something that runs your entire life, and you don't even know it. Most people don't know it. They don't understand it. Don't take the time to understand it. They live their little lives and don't really understand the power of marketing. Marketing determines everything in your life at this moment, as far as material things, as far as the physical world. It's all about marketing. Your favorite shows are only on because of marketing. You understand? What you eat, what you buy is because of marketing. The way you live your life is because of marketing. You see? Period. Right? Period. I mean, in every aspect of materialistic life, it's because of marketing. It's the reason you buy things is because of marketing. The reason why you bought this instead of that is because of the way it's marketed. Opinions, media, everything is about marketing, and it's so powerful, and people don't understand it, and so they live their lives, man, just in the dark, and they can never make any money. In any business, the money is made in the marketing. What is marketing? That should be your question, then, right? What is marketing? The study of human nature. You understand? Marketing is the study of psychology and human nature. It's understanding the triggers in people that are innate in us and manipulating those triggers to get us to buy things, right? Or get us to do something. And it's not manipulating in a bad way, right? If you want something or need something, then, you know, for you to buy it would be in your best interest, right? So marketing is about understanding people's triggers and what makes people buy, right? And that comes down to psychology, our triggers, our subconscious mind, how all that stuff works. All that is important to marketing. Why it's important? Well, marketing is very important because people won't buy things if it's not marketed correctly, even if they direly need it. You see, if you were had a severe headache and aspirin was the only thing that could save you from this headache, cure you from this headache. If aspirin isn't marketed properly, you would not buy it. You would not be cured of your headache. You see, whatever it is that people need, they still won't buy it if it's not marketed to them correctly. They can be dying needing it, but if it isn't marketed correctly, they won't buy it, and their life will continue to suck. So you're helping people by marketing correctly and knowing about marketing. It's not an evil thing. It's not a bad thing. It's about understanding that people need things, but they won't get it no matter how bad they need it if it's not marketed correctly. So it's very important that you understand this. And also on a business level, I mean, if you don't know how to market your business, it's going to fail. That's why all these businesses can't make money. That's why people don't know how to make money, because they don't know how to market. You see? That's the difference between somebody who makes a lot of money and somebody who doesn't when it comes to business. One person, and they could be in the same exact business on the same exact corner, but one knows how to market more effectively. The power of marketing, I mean, it's so powerful. I mean, I really start seeing the power in it when I was going door to door. Some of you may have known. Uh, I used to door to door selling for Kirby vacuum cleaners, and I would sell $2,000 vacuum cleaners, and I would literally see people who needed this vacuum cleaner more than anything in this world, and they would not buy it, and they had the money and whatever. And I also would see people who, they could use the vacuum cleaner and didn't really even have the money, but they were ready to take out loans, get it on credit card. They were just dying to get this vacuum cleaner. And the reason had nothing to do with the actual vacuum cleaner. It's how you sold it. You see? It's how you would sell the vacuum cleaner. So I've seen people go into a home and they said, I mean, I've seen myself go in and people say, I'm not buying nothing. No, 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 no. And you market it to them right, and then all of a sudden they're putting out their credit card. You see? You're gonna hear 1,000 no's before you hear yes. That's what they tell us. Because people just say no, they don't want to buy it until you hit their triggers, and they're begging you to take their money. You see, money is made in the marketing. Period. You're not gonna make any money in your music production business if it's not marketed correctly. I don't care how hot your beats are, how good your product is. It doesn't matter. It don't matter how weak your beats are. If you market your stuff correctly and in an effective way, you'll make money. I'm going over some marketing basics. People buy on emotions. People buy things because they feel emotional. So they get an emotion triggered, and then it makes them buy because people act on their emotions. So your goal is to transfer emotions to the individual. That's what they buy. No matter what it is, no matter what it is you can think of, it's not the product they're buying. They're buying their emotions. If their emotions feel like to buy this, they really need it, they're going to put out their credit card and buy it. You see, even if they needed it to death and they didn't get that emotional trigger, like they didn't feel any emotions towards buying it, they're not going to buy it because people act solely on their emotions. You see, so your goal, even as a producer selling your beats, is to get them emotional, get them dreaming, get them thinking about, what it's going to be like if they make a hit single. You got to get their emotions going. Pleasure and pain are the primary drivers. Um, Most people act, no, everybody acts pretty much out of either going towards pleasure or the fear of pain. What I mean by that is just think about when you do things like if you wanted to, just you starting your music production business, right? Now, either you're either going towards that goal because of the dream, pleasure. You're gonna be able to live your life and get Bentleys and stuff, right? That's pleasure. Or you're tired of being broken. You don't want to, go in debt and suffer through life. That's pain. So that fear of pain is causing you to keep moving forward in this business, right? So that's why people act. So if you can get people pleasure emotion going, as in you getting the artist saying, having them envision what it's like to live the life and everything, right? That pleasure is going to drive them to purchase your product. Or if you get them to realize the pain of not being able to live their dreams, always working a 9 to 5, and you're gonna be slaving for the rest of your life, never being able to live your dreams. I mean, that's pain, right? So that'll cause them to act and buy your stuff because they're like, I want to avoid this pain, right? Pain avoidance or pleasure, going towards pleasure. People buy from people they know. Your goal isn't to go in and be the best salesman. You don't want to be a salesman. People don't buy from salesmen. They buy from people that they know and trust. So your goal is to make it, to build a relationship with them, whether in a minute of them reading a video, whatever, that makes them feel like they know you, that you're not going to scam them, that you have their best interests in mind. You see, that is how you get people to buy things from you. Even your beats, it doesn't matter what you're selling. You say, well, it's a beat. It doesn't matter. You see, if they know you and trust you, they'll buy from you. Even if your beats are mediocre and somebody else's beats are blazing hot, if they know you, you have a relationship, they'll continue to buy beats from you. Simply because they trust you and know you and have a relationship with you. It's human nature. I use the example, if your friend had a laptop brand new out the box, never opened, and a guy knocks on your door selling the same laptop brand new out of the box, never opened, who would you buy from? Your friend or a random guy who just knocked on your door? Obviously your friend, right? So that's what you have to remember when you go into your music production business. You're building relationships with artists, with anybody who needs beats. You're building a relationship with them, whether it's through free content. It doesn't have to be necessarily one-on-one personal relationship. You can do that in on your website, through the information that you give them. Advertising. How to make your ads more effective. Well, the thing about when you advertise is that you need to capture them, right? You need to capture them as in what is it that they're looking for. Not what you're looking for, not what you do, all that nonsense. You want to talk about in your ads what you're going to do for them. Tell people what you're going to do for them, the benefits, and not just, get a hot beat. Okay, that's everybody can, I can get that anywhere. What is it me buying a hot beat from you going to do for me, right? And for me, the benefit, how's it going to change my life? Think in terms of how's it going to affect my life, not really, okay, yeah, you can put a hot song together, but so what? Why do the artists want to put a hot song together? So they can get hit single. Why? So they can get famous. So they can get on the radio. So they can feel significant. You see that? You have to go deeper into it, right? So if I were advertising for a beat, you see like an ad from, say Postman Beats. I wouldn't just say get hot beats here, right? That's so generic and everybody's using that. I would say something like, music artists, are you trying to get on the radio or get your songs played in the club? You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be like, huh? Like, these beats will get you spins in the club or whatever. Now I wouldn't use that exact way, but you get the idea. It's about, they want to get spins in the club, so they're going to look at that. Do you want to get your music spun in the club? Click here, right? They click there, and then you're saying, look, you got to have club beats, club bangers. You know what I'm saying? You got to. This is, you'll definitely get in the club. You'll be famous. You'll be known. People, you'll be making money, living your dream if you buy this beat, right? So when you advertise, that's how you advertise is a benefit for them. You want to get famous. Rap artists looking to get famous. Well, you better get the right beats. Click here. Something like of that nature. I wouldn't just say here's, looking for beats. Here it is. I mean, that's pretty lame because you're not getting people's attention. You got to stand out in your advertising. Be bold and be different. Like I said, you got to be bold, first of all. You can't be scared to piss people off. We're going to talk about that a little bit. You got to be bold. You say something, be different. Everybody's saying, look, I got hot beats, click here. Say something different, like, like we just talked about. If you're looking to get signed, beats that get you signed or something like that, right? That's different. That will catch someone's eye. If you're doing the same old advertising is stale, then it's because you're using things that have already been done, and not getting people's attention. You gotta get their emotions going, and they'll click your ads. Trust me. Piss people off, man. I mean, say offensive stuff. Say you'll never get on the radio with those whack beats you're using. Click here for radio-friendly beats. That'll get people's emotions going. Our whack artists need not apply. You know what I mean? Hot artists, click here for hot beats. Weak whack artists, please don't apply. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That'll piss people off. Like, hold on, man. How you gonna say whack people don't apply? Then everybody's like, I'm hot. Let me click here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's advertising. And you put thought into it. You sit down and you say, okay, let's come up with an advertising plan. Let's be different. Let's be bold. What's catchy? What's gonna get people's attention? You see, that's what advertising is about. And I see a lot of producers messing this one up. You know what I mean? They're just saying the same old corny stuff. You know what I mean? The hottest beats ever. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna pay attention to that. You gotta be bold, piss them off. Law of reciprocity. What is the law of reciprocity? Well, the law of reciprocity is when you give somebody something, they feel obligated to give you something of equal or greater value. So it's like, just think about when people give you things. If somebody gives you something before they ask you for something, you're more likely to give them your money, right? So it's just the same thing in marketing. If you give away something to somebody, no matter how small it is, if you give them something first before you ask them to buy from you, then you ask them to buy from you after you give them something free. They're more likely to buy from you because they feel obligated. Like, oh well, he did give me this for free. So using that in your music production business, it's simple. Give them a free beat. Give them some free information on how to mix. Give them some free information on how to get in the game. Give them anything free first before they even sign up before they even buy anything from your site. Give them something free. Give them some free information. Something free so they feel like, wow, this guy, looked out for me. Like I said, free effects, free beats, whatever. Give them something free, and then they'll feel more obligated to buy from you. So that's how you would apply it to your music production business. Make sure you're giving out value and not junk. Don't give out your weakest beat, obviously. Give them something hot. Give them your best beat. Give them some fire. You know what I'm saying? Have them record some fire, and they'll love that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be back all the time. Give them some quality information, like really some information, how to chop and screw a hook. How to really get your songs in the club. That type of thing. And make sure it's valuable where they can look at that and go, wow, this changed my life. Because then they're going to feel obligated to give you something of equal or greater value, which is going to be their money. And they're doing it subconsciously. They don't even know. So that's why it's important to really make use of this law. And you see, I do that all the time. Like in all my businesses, I just keep giving. Just focus on giving, and you'll be receiving a lot. Understanding value. What is value and how is it created? This is a big thing that most people don't understand about value. Value is mentally created. It's not real. Okay, because different things are more valuable to different people, right? If you showed me your photo album, I wouldn't give a shit about it, right? It's valueless to me. But if you had a photo album of your life, to you that thing is priceless. right? If I found that thing, I would throw it in the trash. I'm like, I don't even know these people. But to you, you would never throw that photo album of your life in the trash, right? Because it's not in the actual object; it's in the perception of the person that creates the value. So let's say Timberland charges $50,000 for a beat. It doesn't mean that that beat is any more higher than your beat. What it means is that because it's Timberland, the way he is marketed and the way his beats are marketed, people automatically have a perception of it being higher value. You see, but it don't have to be no higher than somebody else's beat who's selling for $10. It's just the value. The mind creates the value. The contrast principle is the biggest determiner of value. Okay, you can't say whether something's expensive or whether it's cheap unless you compare it to something else, right? If I say, this laptop is cheap, it's $100. But what's cheap, right? Is that really cheap or is that expensive? Because what if another laptop right next to it is $2,000? Well, $100 is cheap. Well, if the other laptop next to it is $10, well then that $100 is expensive. So that's how people's mind work. So you always want to give them a contrast, all right? Like, for example, if I'm selling a fur coat, right, and the fur coat is $1,000. Now, right off the bat, they're gonna say, "Wow, that's a lot of money." You know what I'm saying? But if you on the tag, if you say compare to, $20,000, you probably seen that in a retail store. That's why they do that, right? Because it say compare to $15,000, and you go, "Oh wow, that's not a lot of money. Only 1,000 compared to 15,000." What if it said compare at $10? Then you would go, "Wow, that's too much," right? But it's the same jacket. The only thing changes your perception because you had something to contrast, big and small. What's big and small? It's what's in comparison to something else that you're comparing it to. So how do you apply this to your business, your music production business? Well, always have, compared to, $50. Say if you're leasing something for $50, right? And compare it to something else. Say, compare at $200. Then I say, wow, this is cheap. Usually, it's on sale for $50. That's what the sale is for. So they can get a contrast. It was usually $200, but now it's $50. Now, another thing that you have to understand is now a lot of people ask me, well, how much should I charge? I say, listen, value is created by how much you charge. If you charge $5 for a beat, you're not going to sell as much as if I sold my beat for $50. You say, how? Because nobody's going to put value on something that costs $5. You can get a cheeseburger for $5. So why would they put value on that? I see producers making this mistake because you are under the assumption, like most people who know nothing about marketing, that because something is cheaper, more people will buy it. But that is not true. You can pick up The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Collier, and it's scientifically proven that when you raise the price on something, more people will buy it because they perceive it as having a higher value. Now, it depends. You have to price test, so it depends. It's not like if you go from $50 to $5,000, everybody's going to buy it. It depends on the market also. So you have to test it. But, I mean, general rule of thumb, if you're charging $20 for a beat and you up the price to $50, you'll probably end up getting more sales. Maybe. You can even test it out at least. You can set yourself apart that way, though. You see, so all in understanding the marketing is a game. So everybody's leasing their beats for $50. You may say, okay, I'm going to lease my beats for $200. But look at who you're going after. You're saying, okay, now I'm going to step myself apart and say, okay, but I'm prestigious. You know what I mean? So when people buy at least my beats, it's because they know that I'm higher quality. I'm more of a classy place, right? Just like if you go to a restaurant, you go to Houston's to get a steak, you're going to pay $50 for a steak. If you go to Sizzler, you're going to pay $9, right? Because of the perceived value. I'll pay that $50 for that steak because I believe that this Houston steak has more value. You can see that with anything name brand. Look at name brands. I could sell you the exact same shirt, but because one name brand is Gucci, I can charge you $1,000 for the same material, the same shirt that's, this off brand. I can only sell it to you for $20. Why is that? Because Gucci is charging that $1,000 because they're making themselves seem valuable. No difference between a Bentley. Why is a Bentley $250,000? Somebody would pay $23,000 for a car, right? But a Honda can only charge $8,000, $20,000 for a car at the most, because they up their value, their perceived value. So maybe less people will buy it, but it has a prestige to it. You see, people want to work up. Oh, I really want to work my way up and get a Bentley, right? Even though the shit costs $250,000, people still want to aspire to that. Like I still want to go and buy a Bentley one day. So you can lease your beat for $200, and people that can't afford it, they'll aspire to, man, I want to lease a beat from here one day. You see? And if your marketing is sound, you don't have to lower your prices. You know what I mean? To be competitive, because people don't care. If they have the money, they'll buy it. If your marketing is effective, they'll buy it. So you have to understand when you're doing your pricing, you don't want to undercut yourself, because I mean, if you're selling your beats for $10 a pop, unless you're running a special sale or something, I mean, how many beats do you have to lease before you make a significant amount of money? 100 beats to make $10,000. I mean, make $1,000. When if you sold them for $100, you only have to sell 10. It's easier to sell 10 beats for $100 than it is to sell 100 beats for $10. I guarantee you that. The more expensive it is, the more value is placed on it. We just talked about that, you know. So you got to really, when you're doing your pricing, think about that. But also think about how hot your beats are. I mean, if you got weak ass beats, they're not as good as they, could be. You're still growing in it, and then obviously you want to be cheaper. But if you got hot bangers that can be radio singles, then charge like it, because you know you got hot fire, and people will pay because it's hot fire. You know what I mean? You don't have to undercut yourself. Brand awareness. What is brand awareness? Brand awareness is your brand, which is, say, you're JoeBeats.com, right? So your brand is Joe Beats. Now, brand awareness is how many people are aware of your brand. Like, how known is it? And making people aware of the fact that Joe Beats is here. So when I think of, I need beats, I can go to Joe Beats, right? Because people are aware that I exist. So that's what brand awareness is. Aware that your brand exists. Why is critical to your success? Because if you can corner a market and you're everywhere and you branded yourself there, when people want that, they will go to you automatically. Just like if you want a cheeseburger, you think of McDonald's, you go to McDonald's. Because they branded themselves, you're aware of their brand for a good cheap cheeseburger. No different than if somebody wanted a quality beat. If you can brand yourself in different ways. Don't try to brand yourself just as a regular beat place, right? If you can brand yourself as the Dirty South Beach Bangers, right, where you only sell Dirty South beats, you know what I mean? Then you brand yourself as that, which means that every time somebody thinks of wanting a Dirty South beat, they're gonna go to DirtySouthBeatBangers.com, because we got fire Dirty South beats and we do it well. Yes, you're gonna charge more. When you have brand awareness, you can charge more. Gucci has high brand awareness, right? So they can charge more, because when you say, I want some quality, something that's going to make me stand out, that makes me look fresh, I think, oh, Gucci, oh, Prada. I don't think, oh, let me go to swap meet and get some Conan or whatever they sell, right? And say if I'm charging $1,000 for something, but nobody even knows that I exist, I've charged $1,000 for a quality shirt, but nobody knows my brand. Nobody's going to go out and pay $1,000 for a brand never heard of, right? So you have to brand yourself and be different. Keys to building brand awareness. Be different. I just said that. Stand out from the crowd. Be something different. If you're going to strictly West Coast beats, or maybe you can use different things to be different. Like, there's infinite. You have to be innovative, right? Be creative. Maybe you're known as the $100, 5 beats for $100 guy. You know what I mean? Where you only sell beat packages, and you have to pick 5 beats and get $100 for $100, right? So that way nobody can spend less than $100, and they have to get 5 beats, right? That's a brand. So that way people know that, like, you're known for that, right? And people get to talking. You're memorable, Be bold. Do what others are scared to do, man. I mean, like I said, no whack producers allowed. No whack artists. We turn down whack artists, right? I mean, that'd be a brand. Like, hey, man, they don't even allow whack artists. You got to give them a sample of your music before they even sell you a beat. You say, why would you do that? Well, because you're building brand awareness, so you're known for that. The person who corners a brand, they can charge more and they'll get more clients. You see, it's not about trying to get every artist out there. It's about carving your niche, right? So if you only sold to good artists, you know how many artists are going to be trying to send you stuff and saying, okay, or you may see you only sell exclusive beats to hot artists. And then you may say, you're going to be like, artists are going to be like, well, I'm hot, you know what I mean? Let send me this track. And they're going to listen to my track. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to get your approval. But before you even do that, they have to lease a beat and send it to you, right? They have to lease a beat, use it, and then send it to you before they can buy your exclusives. Because you're not going to sell to whack artists. That's your motto. We don't sell to whack artists. All right? And that's different. That's bold, man. I mean, people are scared. I mean, most producers be scared to do that. No, I don't want to alienate people. I want them to get everybody's money. But I'm trying to explain to you the way business works is you carve out your niche and you sell to that niche. You know what I'm saying? You got to be bold. You got to be different. My beats are hot. I mean, that's not going to cut it. Use a memorable name. Obviously, don't use your beats. Use something memorable. Don't use something that people can't, they can't roll off the tip of their tongue. Right? Postman Beats. That's a memorable name. You know what I mean? And I would take the post office thing. I did that when I first started Postman Beats. I took the post office theme and I had my site designed like the post office and everything. That's memorable. So you have to, whatever name you choose, it don't have to necessarily be your music production name. It can be, ineedbeats.com, right? That's memorable. I Need Beats, okay. And you have a whole collection of beats. I mean, if you look at that, Beats 365, right? That's something different. You offer a collection of beats for one low price. Maybe you do a monthly membership site. Whatever. Just use memorable name. Be known for something specific. Again, you can sell all your beats, but you still want to be known for something. Think of something that you can brand yourself as a hit maker. You know what I'm saying? You make the hits. Whatever, but be sure it's something that you can continuously use over and over again and brand yourself as that. So that way when people think of you, they think of when they think Need Beats, they think of your brand as something that sticks in their mind. You know how many people, how many times an artist sees, advertising for beats or been to a beat website and it's nothing memorable, Something like ugly, stanky beats, you know what I mean? That's something you remember. You may say, well, that sounds negative, but hey, stanky beats, you know what I'm saying? Dirty diaper beats. Now I'm not saying use that, but can you see how that's creating the brand awareness? I mean, it's creating something that's memorable. Now let's get to some advanced marketing techniques. Release a beat CD. We're gonna talk about this in the promotion section of the course, but release a beat CD. I don't understand why y'all not using that. That will be killing the game right now. You know what I mean? You start being known for a series like, Beat Banger Series Volume 1. And then you keep releasing them. Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5. And brand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will kill the game like that. And you know what I mean? You can start launching them. Like, it's like how I launch products. You launch your beat CD. Just like how artists launches regular CD. You say your new beat CD coming out, January 3rd. You know what I'm saying? And then you start promoting. January 3rd, the new volume, Beat Bangers Volume 3 coming out. Get testimonials. Do something shocking. Do something, outrageous. We're giving away 100 beats for $1. You know what I'm saying? Get all your old garbage beats that you don't even use, that you're too embarrassed to even upload, and say we're giving out 100 beats for $1. But only on a 24-hour special. 100 beats for $1. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's shocking. That's almost like, what the hell is going on? 100 beats for $1. Right? That would get your name out there so fast. It's not to make money. No, you're not going to make any money off the front end. But, you're going to be collecting email addresses, and you're going to have built so much brand awareness, and people are going to be talking. I mean, you're going to get out there. That's how you market. That's how marketing is. You see, you do something shocking. I read the 50th Law book with 50 Cent, and there was a situation where his song got released before he wanted to. I guess it got leaked. And so I remember when it happened, and so the story came out that he was so mad that he ripped out the TV out of the office. He ripped the 72-inch flat screen and crashed the whole office. They had pictures of a big mess. And come to find out in the book, they said it was all planned out. It was part of his marketing. He said, okay, since it's already released, let's get a story behind it so that way you can start getting talked about. So they set up the whole scene of TV being ripped out, set it all up, and him being angry and furious, and got out to the public. It got out to the media. Then it was more marketing. It was more brand awareness for him. You see, it was shocking. It was like, oh, he ripped out a TV and went crazy over a single being leaked or a song being leaked. You see? That's all planned, man. That's part of the business game. It's part of the marketing game. Release content with tremendous value. Be different. Most producers are just trying to sell them beats. Why don't you teach them how to market themselves? Teach them how to, mix. Teach them how to do all these things. And even if you don't know, you can go find out and then give and relay the information to them. right? Go say, how do I mix? Okay, look, here goes an article on mixing, and keep putting out great content. That'll keep them coming back, right? Market content is great marketing, and in the content, you can always, teach them like why it's important for them to have hot beats, why the beats matter, how to pick the right beats, and then secretly you'll be kind of, implanting in their subconscious that they need to use your beats. You know what I mean? So give out tremendous valuable content for free. In your emails, we're going to talk about email lists and everything later, but when your emails, and you can start a blog with content. Just keep releasing content. Build a community. Start a forum on your site. They have these things called like MySpace type communities, social networks you can put on your site for free. Where artists can come and they can chop it up with each other. Maybe something you can be creative. Something where it's like collabing. Like, okay, you guys can collab over my beats. You know what I'm saying? Find a collab partner. That'd be cool. You guys can make hot songs and stuff, collabing with each other. I mean, that'd be dope. The artists will love that, man. Trust me, they do that already. So you can, build a hub for that. That's marketing. These are ideas, and these are just ideas I'm throwing out. There's infinite amount of ideas. What I'm saying is I'm trying to get your mind understanding that this is how you market. This is how you be successful. You got to come up with these ideas and then implement them. You see, in your mind, it can come. You're creative already, so it's not like you can't think of anything. But you think of things and then you say it can't work, or it's too hard, or no, I shouldn't do that. When it comes to this marketing, be creative, man. Whatever can help and give value to people, and just do it. Be transparent. Another thing, a lot of producers, artists come to your sites, they don't even know you. Start a video blog, start a video series on YouTube where you're behind the scenes. They see you making beats, they see you out making content, they see you living your life. They know who you are, and that's going to build a relationship, make them think they're your friends, and they're gonna more likely to buy from you. They'll be coming back. Be creative with your marketing. There's so much ways to get out there now on the internet that there's really no excuses for you guys anymore. There's really no excuses. You got to get out there and go get it. And if you don't, well, then that's your own fault, because there's a lot of avenues, man. Get out there, get your video camera, digital camera, show yourself making the beats, show yourself out in the streets, out promoting, whatever it is you do. Let them see who you really are. They're more likely to buy from you if they know you. We talked about that. So, be transparent. Effective marketing, never stop marketing. These are ideas you don't just do once. You continuously put out new things like that. You can do everything that I suggested in here and keep doing more. Because if you stop marketing, you stop making money. Right? Be innovative, be creative, be different. Don't do the same old stuff everybody's doing, because it's tiring. It's boring. Everybody's doing that stuff, and nobody's making, nobody's making the leap to be different and be known. That's how you corner the market really fast. It's still up for grabs because producers ain't really getting it yet. If it's not working, quit doing it. If you try something, you had a great idea, you thought, and you implemented it, and it didn't work. People ain't buying, they're not going for it, and quit it. Don't put your personal, well, I thought of this, I'm no good. Just look, it's business. A lot of things I do sometimes don't work. I get excited about it, I try it, and it didn't go. It flopped. Just like CDs flop, marketing tactics flop. And when it flops, you just cut it off, and don't keep trying to make stuff work that ain't working. If an advertising method ain't working, if an advertisement specifically that you created is not drawing in prospects, not making customers, then cut it off. Don't waste your time and energy on it. Focus on what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if it is working, don't try to fix it. You keep using it and do more of it, right? If a certain type of ad is working, certain promotion is working, and keep pumping out more. Milk it till it's dry. Don't sit on it. Don't sit on it so somebody else could see what you're doing and start copying. You got to milk that thing till it's dry, and that's how you make the money really fast. Going to the next video. Got some more great info to share with you.